Hey, we're back for the penultimate episode of Animus, and I am very excited, and I'm sure nobody's gonna die, certainly not the whole crew. It'll be fine. Before we jump into the whole situation, though, I'm gonna let everybody introduce themselves, tell us a little bit about them and their characters. Starting with Jay. Tell us a bit about Sparky and you.
Hello, I'm Jay, or Jalen, or Alien Jays. I am running on minimal sleep and less food, so I'm just gonna go with it. I'm a role player, I'm a writer, I'm a couple of other things, I guess a game designer technically, and I'm playing Sparky, who is probably going to die, realistically speaking. They used to be an assassin for the cartel, and now they are trying their best to stay as far away from that life as possible while still using the skills to pay the bills, because we still have bills, I guess. Do we have bills? We have a lot of money. Heists, doing, socialism, oops, all comrades. That's kind of the day in the life. And Sparky is just trying to figure out where they fit in with this absolute mess of a crew that we keep adding to whenever someone tries to kill us.
It's true. It's like I've said before, y'all are basically Goku. But yeah, fantastic. Next, Vanessa, tell us a little bit about you and Annie.
Hi, I'm Vanessa. I am a traditional artist, primarily in watercolor and pencil sketch, and also a little bit of digital art. If you guys would like to check out my stuff, I do have some Animus art that's up on my Coffee page, which is coffee.com/pepperoprincess. That's Peppero like the candy. So if you would like to see some photos of Annie and get a better idea of exactly who is going to die tonight, you can certainly check her out there. But yes, I play Annie, and she is no longer the pink-haired space bun little mouse, but now a silver-haired space bun little mouse, and currently locked in the bridge with Captain on this lovely ship that is not trying to kill us. But we always like to joke that she is Space Anonymous before the wipe. She kind of dealt with information brokering and all that good stuff. But now she's just trying to make it through, just like all of the crewmates. Yeah, that's me and Annie.
Awesome. Alex, tell us about Seattle and you.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm still asleep. I'm a digital artist you can find around on Twitter and such at Can Chaos Art, and Twitch at Can Chaos Art when I stream stuff, which I hopefully should be getting back in. Sorry, just finished a very long two weeks of helping out basically our chosen family and stuff. So I've been very peopled for the last 2 weeks, and I'm finally not. So now all my body wants to do is sleep, including apparently my brain. I play Seattle. Seattle is dealing with a lot and wanting desperately to avoid having to deal with this shit, but also is acknowledging the fact that if he avoids dealing with this shit, it affects the people he cares about. So he's trying to deal with his shit, except for he has no idea how to deal with his shit. So he's asking people like Captain for help, but he also hasn't slept in 3 days. So he was gonna go to sleep, but he wanted to go and take the bird to go and hang out in with the vegetables and stuff and like help with pruning and stuff. And got locked in the arboreum.
Yep.
Or what we're calling an arboreum. It is a room that is just stuffed with plants.
Pretty much.
It's a bedroom that's been converted. There is still a bed in there. It's just full of flower. It's full of plants now. It's a plant bed.
I see what you did there. Fantastic. Next we've got Riley. Tell us a little bit about you and the good doctor.
Hi, I'm Riley. I'm a fiber artist and content creator for Arieli Knits. You can find me everywhere online at Arieli Knits, and here on Twitch at the Arieli. On Wednesdays, I do streams where I spin wool into yarn and stuff like that. I play Jackie, or Jacques, as the good doctor was formerly known. I took over Jackie as an NPC just a few weeks ago, so I'm still getting to learn more and more about them every week. So I'm excited to see what I'll learn about them this week when they're under extreme duress.
Indeed. Also, thank you for all the retweets. We've already got 5 on the game tweet, so that adds a D6 to the cast. If you would like to retweet and or comment, there's the link in chat. And then Lisa, tell us a little bit about the captain and yourself.
Hi, I'm Lisa. I play the captain. Captain is a Black Ops murder bot. As far as she knows, one of a kind, but you know, that could change. I don't know. And she is trying to deal with her crew. But yeah, she's trying to understand humans and she doesn't get it most of the time, but she does worry in her way. But yeah, gonna figure out what to do with this situation, and I'm like, they said, locked in with Annie.
Yep. Yeah, that just leaves me. I'm Raven. I'm the creative director for the Raven Evermore, which involves a whole ton of things, tabletop related and art related and other things. You can find out all about what I do at my Linktree, which has links to all my stuff over there. Also, I apologize, there's sporadic construction noise going on in the room next door, so if you hear some, I apologize. So last week, you were on your way to Earth. You stopped off at a space station to refuel. All of you got not great perception rolls while you were there, and a day later, systems started failing one after the other. It being the environmental systems, power, and ship's comms, I think in that order. And all of the doors, the bulkheads and everything in the ship closed and locked. And if I remember right, we had Liam and Seth in the crew quarters area. We had Sparky locked in the cargo hold. Seattle is in the plant room with the giant chicken. The doctor is locked in the infirmary, and Annie and the captain are locked in the bridge, and Daisy is locked in the shuttle bay. So, what are your feelings right now?
Panic.
Now, we established that we do have our, like, thumb communication.
Yep.
Yes. So those aren't tied into the ship, so they are still functional.
Are the lights still on?
No. The lights have gone off. There's like little red emergency
Like running
lights
lights?
along the floor. But
Seattle's
that's about
going to ping the captain because it's like, Captain, what's going on?
Systems are failing in a cascading motion.
Do we know what triggered it?
No. I cannot access the systems.
I'm trapped in the plant room.
Annie and I are trapped inside of the bridge.
Where's everyone else? And that's he's sending out to everyone.
Daisy replies back to everyone and says, well, I came to the shuttle bay to grab a suit since the life support went out, and now I'm stuck in here. What's going on?
app says that we're having cascading power failures through systems. It currently has me locked in the plant room.
Well, that's not good.
Are you able?
Go ahead.
Are you able to get to the base of life supports and see if you can't get it running manually again?
Are you asking me or Daisy?
Daisy.
I'm in the shuttle bay.
You use the vents.
Oh, you want me to try to crawl through the vents?
You say that like you don't do it already. If I had access to the walls, I'd be in the walls right now.
She replies back, oh, right, yeah. I'll try.
This fucking kid's gonna kill us, I swear. I'm like, Sparky would message to everyone, like, I'm in the cargo bay and it's really dark. Did we get boarded?
Daisy should be in the cargo bay with you.
Yeah, are the shuttle and cargo bay different? Is there like a separating wall?
Yeah, like the cargo bay has like a big airlock for taking in cargo and things, and then the shuttle bay just has the smaller one.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's not so much of a bay as it is like a, this is where the shuttle is, and you can get in and take off.
Oh, okay. I got you. But yeah, Sparky would ask Captain specifically, like, did we get boarded? Is there? Obviously, we can't tell, but was there a wump?
Unknown. I felt no impact with the ship, but I have no way of accessing any scans to know if there is somebody unknown on the ship.
Would it be reasonable to say that one of like the many guns we have in the cargo hold would have a flashlight attachment, Raven?
Absolutely.
Okay. Sparky's gonna go digging around for that and then carry that around with them as they make sure the cargo bay doesn't have someone sneaking around in it.
Sure.
Can we also assume that the android who is used for Black Ops can probably see in the dark too?
Yeah, I think you would have like at least low light vision, if not, dark vision.
Just for fun, I'm going to say her eyes glow when it does it, because why not make her more terrifying?
Hell yeah. Big little red.
Yep.
Fantastic.
I promise to try not to shoot you.
Thanks.
Sparky, if I could get a hearing check. Since you're in the cargo bay.
That's a nat 20.
Fantastic. So that would make that a 46, all said and done. You hear some pings and creaks in the shuttle bay, or not the shuttle bay, the cargo bay. But because you got a nat 20 and rolled so high, you know that it's just the hull constricting because there's no life support, so there's different temperatures now. It's not anything you have to worry about.
Okay. I don't like it, but okay.
But it definitely does sound creepy.
Yeah. Sparky's gonna go to the door to the shuttle bay, I guess, and see if there's a way to bypass the door somehow. Kind of thinking back to the compound with the cartel, like, I wonder if there's a panel for manual bypass here too. I don't know how ships work.
Yeah. Let's do a sight roll.
Okay. I can do. I can't do that. This is literally like last session. No, roll a nat 20, roll a nat 1.
Yep. So you have the thought like, hey, maybe I should check this out, but you're quickly distracted by the sound of shuffling and like the crumpling of like rubber type material, and then a small scream as Daisy flops out of the air vent into the hallway while in an environmental suit.
Sparky, I whip around, gun drawn at the sound. Daisy?
Yeah. And she's like upside down, like half doing a headstand against the wall.
Okay. So go over and like help her like right herself. Like, what happened? Did you fall out of the vent?
No, I actually was thinking that I should practice my headstands right now. Yes, I fell out of the vent, of course.
So,
And she's like being sarcastic, but the tone is very much like playful, not like,
oh,
my
no,
god, I can't believe
totally.
you asked that. And she looks a little ridiculous in this thing because it's way too big for her.
Is how high up is the vent?
It's like, I'm trying to think of how tall the ceilings are in the corridors. I never really thought about that.
Most
probably
hallways
like-
tend to be like 10 foot. So
Yeah, it's probably like 6 or 7 feet up on the wall, or where the air vents are. They're well above head level for
Mhm.
for even a tall person on the ship.
right, which is only Annie.
Yeah.
So
And Liam.
yeah. I guess Sparky's gonna be like, let's find something to stack up in here. Like if there's anything kind of, if we have a step ladder even, or just boxes or crates or whatever.
Yeah, that might work. I mean, there's plenty of crates in this here cargo bay, right? And she walks over to one and starts trying to move it, and keeps having to like reach up and move the little head part of the suit back so she can see out the vent or the screen.
Right. Okay, Sparky will give a hand with that. But just keeping the flashlight on a pivot just in case, because listen, Rip was on the ship for a while.
Yep.
There's no telling that it's not Rip.
That's true. That's very true. And yeah, you're able to stack some stuff up so that you can easily get to the air vent.
Yeah, Sparky's gonna kind of like wish Daisy a good trip. Like, don't fall out of the vent. Does that happen normally? Does that like? Is
No, usually when I'm trying to go through the air vents, I'm not in. And she just sort of like wiggles her arms, which just shows how bulky the suit is on her. I'm not in this.
right. Okay, yeah. Let me know if I can help at all. I won't go in. I'm gonna stay here and try to open some of the doors, I guess.
Yeah. Sounds good. I'm
Do
gonna
you-
try to get to the engine
Do you
room.
have your gun with you?
Nope, I don't actually.
Sparky's gonna hand her their gun, and they're like, I'll grab another one from the crate. Just keep your eyes open. Like, obviously, you'll keep your, but just if you see someone that's not us, I think we might probably need to shoot them before we ask questions.
Okay, I will try.
Okay.
And to accent that point, she's like tries to get her hand onto the gun handle with these big gloves. And eventually she gets it, or like, yeah, she could probably shoot somebody, if they're standing right in front of her.
Right. It's like wearing like winter gloves and trying to get a car door or something open. Yeah.
It's very awkward. She's clearly having a hard time, but she gets it eventually and heads on out.
Okay.
What's Annie doing?
Was Seth included in the group of them that got the comms? The thumb comm?
I think so, yeah.
So she would
'Cause
probably
Seth was on that mission, so that makes sense. I think Liam's probably the only one that doesn't.
Yeah, so knowing that Liam wouldn't have because he didn't, she probably just sends off like a quick message to Seth to see how they're faring. Because, instant panic, because the only time she's not with Liam, something happens. Go figure.
Yeah. Okay. What does Annie say?
It's just well, first of all, like, where are you guys? Is everything okay? Like, are you able to sit tight until we figure out how to get to you?
Yeah, Seth messages back and says, yeah, we're locked in the, we're locked in Liam's room. We're fine. It's just, air's a little bit stale, but, like, there's plenty of oxygen still. But the door won't open.
She would probably just message back, like, okay, like, we'll figure it out. Just don't panic.
And Seth sends back a frog emoji and a thumbs up emoji.
Annie rolls her eyes, hoping that he can feel the motion.
Seth feels a disturbance in the force.
But yeah, she just checks in, makes sure they're good, and then goes back to the present with Captain to try and figure out what the hell's going on.
Okay. How about the doctor?
So the doctor would have been aware, like, just through everybody communicating, like, via group comm, like, that pieces were moving, and just would have thought, well, like, my expertise isn't really needed at the moment, so they just like find a flashlight in the med bay, and then that they'd probably have, like, with like a medical kit or something where or I feel like they'd have one. Would they have one?
Yeah, there's absolutely going to be like a flashlight or something. Maybe even like a surgical, like, head mounted flashlight thing.
Yeah, so they just grab one of those and then just keep trying to decipher their notes, which I haven't rolled for that for today. That's a 24.
For the decrypting?
Mm-hmm.
24. Yeah, you get a little bit more information. Trying to remember what you know so far.
I know that I worked with the cartel creating a memory altering drug and there was a specific type of component, but I didn't know what it was. I knew one thing that was in it.
Okay. I will say you're able to decrypt another word, and this is not the coffee maker company, but the word is Chemex.
Okay.
Which seems to be a proper noun. So the word is capitalized.
Interesting. Thank you.
Yeah. Do you try to leave the med bay at all? Okay. How about Seattle? Are you trying to get out of the plant room?
How much can I have this door disassembled?
You're trying to disassemble a bulkhead? Roll magic.
Or at least can I get into enough into the thing to basically hit the manual override?
That would be much easier to try to do. Yes. Roll. I'm gonna have you roll mechanical engineering because I feel like Seattle would already know where it is. Not really have to look for it. So yeah, just roll mechanical engineering. Make sure you can get in there and.
Can I use my profession, engineering?
Profession, yes.
So +8. 36 plus 8 is 42.
High enough. Yeah, you're able to get in there and open the door, no problem. Like, it's pretty standard procedure for you, knowing how that stuff works. So yeah, for this door, you were able to open it, and you are now able to move about corridor right there, which is essentially right out the crew quarters.
Great. I'm heading towards the where the base, so I can do a manual override and get the atmosphere back up and running.
Okay. There are bulkheads between you and the engine room.
Means I'm gonna have to roll for each door, aren't I?
Yep. Give me 3 rolls.
$44,
Success.
29,
That succeeds.
35.
Yeah, you're able to get past those bulkhead doors and into the engine room. Right about the time that Daisy comes tumbling out of an air vent with a gun.
Who gave you a gun?
Sparky.
Okay, that makes sense.
And you know, she's like, again, upside down. Instead of it being like a...
Seattle goes to help her down.
Instead of it being like a drop, she just sort of like slides down the wall, but it's still
Seattle's
upside down.
not going to give her shit about the way that she comes out of the walls, just like she doesn't give him shit about the way he comes out of the walls.
Yeah.
The LeBlanc, we belong in your walls. We live in your walls.
Oh my god. Yeah, she gets back on her feet. She's like, all right, so what's going on? Like, all I know is that things on the ship are not working.
Captain says it's some sort of cascade failure. She's not sure where it's coming from at the moment. She's been locked out on the bridge. I just want to make sure that we can get this up and running, or get life support back up and running so we don't die while we try to figure out what the heck's going on.
Yes, not dying is a good idea. What do you look for first to turn this back on?
Basically doing like almost like a systems override.
Okay, so you're looking for like the engine room computer?
Yeah, to start off with.
Okay, when you go to the computer, there's no it's not working. The screen's off, none of the lights are on.
Which means that we need to go into the hard state override, which involves a wrench and opening valves.
Okay. Go ahead and roll mechanical engineering. Let's see what you get there.
Right. I rolled a natural one.
Oh no.
Yeah, of course.
You try to you try to open up the life support panel to get to the part where you could, you know, see the inner workings of it, see if something's broken or needs to be fixed, or, you know, try to make it work manually. And you strip out the screw. Or the bolt or whatever it is.
Seattle visually emote swears, smacks it, and grabs the blowtorch to remove the screw.
Oh no.
Because if there is no screw, then you don't gotta worry about it.
Okay. So don't take this question any certain way, but I'm just asking. So you're getting the blowtorch to like
remove
weld
the
cut
screw.
off the screw
Oh,
on the panel for the
No,
life
no, no,
support, where there's
I'm going to
oxygen.
going to melt
Oh, you just want to melt like the
screw head
Yeah, okay.
right off.
Okay.
I don't actually want to cut into it. I just want to melt the screw head right off, so basically the screw will come out. I can basically basically what I can do is I can melt the screw head enough that I can jam a screwdriver, let it cool, and then use the screwdriver to remove the screw.
Okay, I see where you're going with that. I mean, very
It's
unlikely
not
to
a-
roll in that one again.
It's not. Well, thank goodness we still have some crit left.
Raven.
Don't put that in the universe, woman.
I'm just trying to survive. $39.
Ah, see, you're fine. Your plan works. You fix the thing to get it open, and you look in the panel, and you can see that mechanically, like, there's nothing here that should be making this not work. So it's clearly like not getting the right commands or signals to function.
Seattle's actually going to be communicating all of this like continuously with Daisy, basically like a running train of thought as he's like going through it and being like, no, it's not a mechanical cascade failure. This is entirely programming.
Oh, great. And there's no power to the computer down here. So Daisy has a little moment of just like, well, fuck. But you are able to MacGyver something together enough to where it is pumping oxygen out to the ship, but it's kind of like not so much generating oxygen as it is just letting out. It's letting out the pressurized oxygen that was already there. So it's a band-aid, but it buys you all time.
Seattle messages like bought us some time. Not enough for us to be sitting on our asses, though.
Yeah, it's like a few hours more worth of life support, basically. Instead of the 1 hour that you had before. So helpful. We'll head back to the cargo bay. Sparky, what did you want to do down there?
So after another thorough check to make sure no one's in there while everyone else was kind of doing things, Sparky's going to try to make their way into the shuttle bay. See if they can get the door open to that.
Yeah, you're able to get into the shuttle bay through the vent.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's where you're going.
Yeah, the door is not going to work for me.
Yeah. And yeah, the shuttle seems to be fully powered.
Okay.
It's functioning normally.
Okay. Sparky's gonna make sure it's sealed and just make sure make sure that there basically is air in it still, and then is gonna try and find any extra oxygen like tanks we might have or packs or anything like that. Basically try and get enough survival equipment in if we need to bail on the shuttle.
Okay. Yeah, the shuttles seems to be seems to be functioning normally.
Okay.
And it is not a it seems to be, but secretly I'm planning this secret thing.
Secretly it's a bomb.
No, it's actually working. There's probably 2 environmental suits on the shuttle, like just standard. They've got full complement of air in them and everything.
Right.
And your plan to use that as like a lifeboat essentially seems solid. Like you don't see any issues with that plan.
Okay. Once I feel confident in that, I will go back into the cargo bay. It's gonna take a minute. It's gonna take a minute for that to feel right. And then go back in and get one of the other guns from the half a cargo thing of guns we still have.
Yeah, we still have a bunch of guns.
And just get an extra one, make sure it's loaded, and then try to find my way through the door to the rest of the ship. Mechanically or otherwise.
So I'm just laughing because I see Historian said secretly it's a timeshare presentation.
Oh my god.
That killed me.
Oh.
So yeah, there's a couple different doors out of the cargo bay. You can head like towards the bridge and the mess hall in that area, or you can head towards crew quarters.
Our
Which
crew
one would you like to
quarters. I was gonna say our crew quarters like on the way to the bridge.
Like everything's sort of on the way to everything.
How?
It's
What?
sort of-
Which way would give me less doors?
Right. So the crew quarters is the more roundabout way.
Okay. Yeah, I take the mess hall. Pardon me. The mess hall route then.
Okay. Yeah, you head up to that door, and it is just like the other ones. It's closed and sealed in place.
Okay.
You
What
can
would you
roll
like me
sight-
to roll? Okay.
Yeah, sight to look for manual release.
Okay, that's not terrible. 22.
Yeah, you find a panel next to it that you're realizing, like, I've never really thought about the manual release, but this looks like it.
Okay.
You can pull off the panel, and there's a big warning label on the inside of it, and
Warning: this will void your warranty.
basically, and it's like you should never ever use this lever unless you're absolutely certain that there is atmosphere on the other side, and things like that.
And I think reading that bit, Sparky'd be like, and they'd put their hand on the door to see if it feels really cold.
Okay. There's also a little picture of it looks like something from Among Us. Like there's a picture of a little guy in a spacesuit, like being flung out into space. Little illustration, like the warning signs.
Right.
That style of drawing.
Warning:
And,
drastic decompression may occur.
Yeah. The door feels cold.
Mhm.
It doesn't feel like
Negative
frigid.
200 some odd cold. Okay.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
does feel cold.
Okay.
Not alarmingly so though.
Okay. Yeah, Sparky would pull the release handle and would send a message to the rest of the crew like, just opening a door. If you don't hear from me, I'm probably dead. Nothing like raising the anxiety levels on a ship.
Daisy messages
Seattle
you
responds
back,
with question mark, frog emoji, question mark.
Daisy responds with frog emoji, thumbs up emoji, and then just a little blurb after this says, "Don't die."
I won't. You still have my gun.
Finger
And then
gun emoji.
pulls the lever.
Yeah, it doesn't like swing open or anything like that. There's just a small hiss sound,
Right.
and a clunk as the seal separates.
And
which
then I
gives
can
you
like
about
kind of shove it.
Yeah, there's like a 2-inch. It's the bulkheads on this ship are ones where you got like the left door and the right door, and they close in the middle.
Right.
So there's like a 2-inch gap between those that you can now push them aside.
Kind of wedge myself into. Okay.
Which will take a little bit of strength, but I'm not going to make you roll might for it.
Yeah, I'll just take my time with it. So you said, sorry, mess hall and infirmary are down this path? Or mess hall and something else, I forgot.
I think I'm doing the layout of the ship in my head. So yeah, you've got the hallway that sort of heads towards the mess hall, and from the mess hall you can go right towards the bridge, or you can go left towards the infirmary and other stuff.
Yeah, I
Raven,
think.
are you just making us play Among Us?
I mean,
kinda.
kinda. Now that you
I didn't
mentioned
even think of it
it,
that way, but yeah, it's a little bit like that.
Sparky would send a message to Jackie, just saying like, "Hey, are you in the med bay? I can meet you there."
So Jackie has been so like absorbed into their notes that they've kind of like all the comms are just like like just not even there. They're
Just
like, oh,
background
none of
noise.
this applies to me. So no response.
Okay. Sparky would message the rest of the crew. Has anyone seen the doctor?
Negative.
No.
Okay, Sparky's gonna head over to the infirmary and try and get the door open.
All right. Yeah, you don't need to roll sight now.
Okay.
Dr. Sus.
So yeah, you're able to pull the handle, It opens.
Mm-hmm.
What's the doc doing?
Doc, you in here?
So the doctor is like up on the examination table with like all of their notes sprawled out in front of them with their headlamp on and just like squatting on the table, kind of like how like the knees up and just like staring at the notes. And when the door opens, they kind of like look up, and it takes a second for anything to register on their faces, like any form of recognition. And then they just give Sparky a nod and like look back at their notes.
Do you want to come with me to the bridge? Because we don't know. I was gonna go see if Ken knows anything more, or if there's anything. You okay?
The doctor is going to sign to Sparky. Like, I don't know if this helps at all, but I'm trying to conserve oxygen by not speaking to you.
Sparky just gives like a thumbs up, like,
am I needed?
No, but I'm gonna go to the bridge.
The doctor will just wave Sparky away, like, okay, thank you.
Okay, Sparky's gonna start heading towards the bridge then.
Okay. Oh my god, that was amazing. That is so on brand for the doctor. I love it. All right, so yeah, you're able to get to the bridge, which is where I was gonna pan our metaphorical camera next. So that's perfect. The bridge does have a bulkhead release, but it is a little bit more complicated. It requires a passcode. There's a keypad next to it that has like an independent power supply, and it requires a key code to open.
Do I know this key code?
You know it, yes. Sparky doesn't.
Where were Seattle and Daisy?
They're in the engine room.
Okay. Yeah, Sparky's gonna message like I'm outside the bridge. Everyone okay in there? I can't get in because there's a keypad with keys on it.
The number is 12252012.
Okay, so I think it probably takes a couple times. But yeah, Sparky eventually puts the code in.
Okay. It does the same thing that the other doors did, which is just there's a hiss and a clunk as the middle part of it just opens up a bit.
Okay. So yeah, as Sparky's squeezing in, they'd be like, everything okay up here?
Is there a way for Captain to like hook up to the ship manually?
Yeah. Yeah, there's the consoles in the on the bridge do have like emergency power, so they're kind of like running in safe mode, I guess you could say. And you could hook up manually to them to try to interface with the ship.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Okay. What would you like to do now that you're connected to the ship?
First, check for intruders.
Okay. You try to access sensors, and it says sensors currently inoperative.
We said that it wasn't a mechanical problem, right?
Correct.
So can I check for program to see if there's some kind of virus running?
Absolutely. With some risk, just as a heads up, if you're trying to look for a virus and you yourself are, a series of programs, there is a chance of issues. So the captain would understand that risk, so I want to make sure that
Yeah.
you do too.
Yeah, I figured. So do I need to roll something or?
Yeah, tech engineering. Sorry, I thought you were deliberating if you still wanted to do it.
Oh hell yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Just don't roll the one.
What did I say about putting that in the universe, Raven?
See, there you go. It's a 41.
Yeah, nat 20! Woo!
Yes, you absolutely are able to discover there is a program in place that is still running and still shutting down systems. And basically like deleting deleting files that it's I'm trying to think of an analogy. My brain is going blank on me.
Is it like Pac-Man?
Yeah.
I don't know why I picked that.
So like how a gun has a firing pin and that's the thing that makes the gun make the bullet go.
Yeah,
It's deleting that file, like the activation file. So like the program's still there, the system's still there, it's just that like that one file that it needs to connect the two. This program is deleting those as it's going through your computer.
Can I stamp it?
You can absolutely try. It would be the same roll again now that you've identified it.
Okay.
Do you communicate any of this while you're doing?
Yes.
Okay.
To everyone. Just very matter of factly, there is a virus in our computing system.
Do you want Annie and Daisy to back you up?
If they can, yes, I won't say no.
Seattle sends Daisy to the bridge.
Okay. Daisy responds back, it's like, might take me a little bit to get there, but yeah, I can come help.
Sparky's gonna say, like, Seattle, do you still need a hand?
I'm basically making sure things keep running down here. You guys fix up there.
What would I be rolling to help if
Tech engineering.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait till Daisy gets there.
Okay.
Okay, I've already rolled, so we'll just wait for Daisy.
What did you roll?
Let me just see for tech. It was a 36.
36. Okay. And then do you also wait for Daisy to get there, or does Annie like jump ahead and start trying?
Captain, do you expressly say that you are waiting for Daisy?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. Well, if that's the case, then Annie will wait for Daisy.
Okay. It takes Daisy a little bit to get there, and eventually she does come flopping out of the air vent and this environmental suit still. I think Sparky's gun probably clatters to the ground right before she does the little yelp and falls down.
Oh, is
Sparky.
she our big bad in the first season?
I know, right? Sparky, with their new gun, swivels to the drop.
Daisy just looks at Sparky, is like, you know, we gotta stop meeting like this.
Stop popping that offense.
She eventually just like flails out of this suit and is just like so done with it. And moves over to the computer to help.
Did no one tell you that the oxygen was fixed for several hours?
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. I guess I could have taken this off in the engine room. She just shrugs.
Just come over here.
All right.
28.
So 36. That's a 44 from Daisy, and then Annie had, what was it?
36?
36? Yeah. Collectively, you are all able to find where the program is. it's currently going through some of the more critical systems. Unfortunately, the like reactor systems, and it had just barely crippled your cooling system. And there's an alert message that's saying reactor overheating type deal. But you are able to stop it. But now you have the problem of the reactors overheating.
Is Seattle aware that the reactor is overheating down there?
He's about to be. I would tell Seattle immediately.
Okay.
All right, that's where Seattle's going next, is to basically just get the vents working again on the reactor and get it cooled back down.
Okay.
Even if that means slipping on an engineering suit and opening it up to the vacuum of space. Or a suit and opening it up to the vacuum of space if needed.
Okay. So, as the name might suggest, a reactor is dangerous. So, you probably will want to wear a special suit if you are going to be working on it, especially while it's active.
Mm-hmm. It's like a souped-up version of an environmental suit.
Yeah. That is going to make, trying to make repairs a little bit more difficult.
This is my job.
Yeah.
This is what I do.
So the cooling system is basically just not working. It's not pumping the coolant into the reactor to keep it cool while all the reactor things are happening. How do you want to fix that?
Get the pumps working. Even if I basically have to sit in there and like cycle them through every time.
Okay. Yeah, there's no signal getting to the pumps. They do have well, no, they don't even have power at the moment because the power system hasn't been reconnected yet.
Reconnect the power system first, and then I basically need to sit on the pumps and manually continue them going for now.
Okay. Let's do a mechanical engineering roll to reroute power manually, essentially. Probably gonna
picked a wrong time to tell me to go take a nap.
Yep. You're going to have to pull out, like, external cabling and things like that. It's going to be a mess in the engine room.
Don't fucking care. I'm not going to lose my goddamn family again.
So yeah, go ahead and roll for that.
Mechanical?
Yep.
Yeah, honestly, the rowing machine is kind of the idea. It explains his buff arms. Right. 30.
30. You try to rig this up, but it's not quite working. For some reason, you're struggling to figure out how to make this work because you've got systems that are not designed to be messed with while they're running, or to be, have power connected to it directly. And you set everything up, you think it should work, but for some reason it's not working. In the bridge, the alarm icon is going from like yellow to like orange.
I'll vent the seat off somehow. We have to vent the seat off.
Thanks, Doc.
So Seattle's
Doc coming in. Hold on one sec. This may change what you do. Doc coming in clutch with crits. Let's give the cast some crits they can make a use of to help themselves out. So that's 3 more crits for the cast. Thank you so much, Doc.
Great. I'm going to use one of those crits to do the absolute batshit thing he's going to do next.
Oh dear. What's he doing?
He's going to vent the atmosphere around the reactor to basically expose it to space and get rid of all the excess heat.
Okay. So not like ejecting the reactor, but just
No,
ejecting
no,
everything
just-
else around it. Okay.
Actually, and that's the other thing, is if he does it right, it won't actually eject anything, because most of what that ejection force is coming from the atmosphere within it. So if the reactor's in a fairly sealed room and stuff, there's not going to be much to pull out.
Technically, it's all push anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
basically, Seattle's going to go around, like, turn off, like, all the vents to the reactor room, and then get himself hooked to a wall. It's like,
Yeah,
Captain, I'm about to do something very stupid.
Unsurprised. What are you doing?
I'm getting rid of the heat.
How?
I'm opening the reactor reactor room to space and venting the heat. I can't get the pumps going.
If that's really the only way.
It's the fastest way right now, and at the rate we're going, I don't want us to get that close to a reactor meltdown.
Find something to hold on to.
I'm already buckled in.
Proceed.
Is this over like all comms or just between you two?
No, just Captain.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Just
good.
Captain. Seattle does not want Sparky or Daisy knowing about this.
Sparky would just die. Like,
No, I'm just waiting for the consequences.
Yeah. So walk me through the exact steps of what you're doing, keeping in mind you're at, for all intents and purposes, you're at the warp core in the engine room, just for visual ease of explanation. In the engine room, you're already in the suit. It's got air to it, so you're fine there. But walk me through the steps of what you're doing to prep for this.
First off, making sure all incoming, like, any outgoing, that's fine. It can keep having outgoing ventilation happening, but all incoming ventilation is being locked down and canceled. So there's no fresh air coming into the room. There's just air leaving the room.
Okay.
Then basically going to go around and try to make sure as quickly as he can that the bigger things are secured in place, so they're not going to move particularly much. And then his tools are secured in their box attached to him. And then he's going to open a door.
Okay. There's not like an jump out of the ship type airlock in the engine room, but I think there would be.
There's a maintenance airlock.
Yeah, something like that that you could open for sure.
That's the maintenance airlock that he can use to get into the engine room from the outside.
Sure, yeah, something like that. So you're able to do this. It does vent out whatever coolant was there in this reactor, and probably sucks a little more out of the the hosing or piping or whatever.
Replace coolant.
Yeah, but yeah, all of that hot material gets sucked out into space, and the reactor warning goes from orange down to like a blinking yellow instead of like a steady, this is about to explode type thing. So yeah, you do buy yourself some time. Without actual coolant to cycle through, like it will still, eventually overheat, but yeah, it's not gonna melt down like right now. So that's awesome. Good job. How's everything going on the bridge?
is there a way to track where the virus came from?
You could absolutely try, yeah.
Cool. What do I roll?
It's tech engineering for all of this because you're working in the computer.
True. Can I use one of those crits, please?
Absolutely.
Oh God.
That would have been real bad.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be fine.
I'll use a crit, please.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're able to track it down.
Dallas sleeps on the couch tonight.
Speaking of that, yeah. You track it down, and it originated in a like the equivalent of a USB port in a maintenance terminal in the ventilation system close to the airlock where Rip left the ship.
That son of a bitch. Okay.
And since you used a crit, you know that it was activated from one of the terminals in the cargo bay about a day ago.
So it wasn't remotely activated?
Mm-mm. Somebody snuck on the ship and activated it.
All right, which one of you on the ship is a fucking sleeper agent? I'm gonna break your kneecaps. Which one of you did it?
Well, didn't we all fail a sight roll when we were getting back on the ship?
When
That is
we were
true.
first leaving it, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, when you were leaving the space station, yeah. So somebody activated it from the cargo bay right before you left.
Which one of you fuckers is the imposter?
Annie, there's a wait, so is this anywhere near where the door is open? Like where the space hole is? I can words.
Space hole. Thank you so much, Michael, for the 10,000 guild coins to give an advantage to Sparky on their next roll. So yeah, it's terminals right by the entrance into the ship, like the door that you would have come into from leaving the space station to get back on the ship.
Okay.
Yeah, it's near there. Yeah.
So it's not where it's open up to for the reactor.
No, it's nowhere near the reactor.
Okay, because I didn't want to be like, Annie, go get this thing and have her like get yeeted in space. No, Annie.
No, it's like in the walls and the maintenance areas and vents of the ship, towards the top part of the hull.
AKA Seattle and Daisy.
Yeah, Seattle and Daisy would. I guess. Well, I'm not going to send Daisy because I'm not trusting her with that. No offense.
None taken. So just to be clear too, so the program was basically put into the ship's systems. Excuse me, from a port in the maintenance area on the top of the ship, and then it was activated from the computer terminal in the cargo bay. Just in case that wasn't clear.
Okay. Fuck. So the USB isn't there anymore?
No, it's still there.
Okay.
The hardware's still there. It shows that there is a memory card in that slot up in that port.
Annie, I need you to get into the terminal by the front door.
Sure.
You'll find something there. Do you understand?
Yeah, I mean, I can give it a try.
Thank you.
Sparky's just standing like in the side of the bridge like, what the fuck is happening? What do you mean something?
It's drugs, Sparky. No.
Does Cap actually say that?
No.
Oh, I would have loved that.
She's like, were we smuggling drugs and no one told me?
No, then she would send an individual message to Sparky. There is something implanted in the ship, in the walls. I do not trust Daisy to get it. It is the source of the virus.
Sparky would message back. Is that what you're sending Annie to get?
Yes,
Should I accompany her?
if you wish.
Sparky's gonna give like a thumbs up to Captain, and just as Sparky's going over to Annie, like, hey, like I'll come with you just in case there's someone on the ship that rhymes with ship. Sparky's gonna send a message back to the captain and say, can you do the math on how much air 8 people would be using right now and see if that matches what we have left?
I don't know, Raven, can I?
Yeah, I think that's something that you could do. I'm not going to make you roll for it. As best as you can tell, there's not like an extra person's worth of air being used.
Except for the space hole.
Yeah, except for the space hole. So just to confirm, you're having Annie go to the computer terminal in the cargo bay, or you're having Annie go to the the port up in the upper part of the ship?
The upper part of the ship, where where you said the USB thing was.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so Annie, you're it'll probably take you a little bit to get there, because it's going through air vents and wall panels and things like that, and there's still some doors that you'd have to manually override. But eventually you can get up there, and yeah, there's just like a little blue memory card that's stuck into that slot.
So as soon as she sees it, she'll message back to Cap, say, "Yep, okay, I have it. I see it.
Bring it to me."
Are you sure it's a good idea just to take it out?"
Is there a way for me to know if it's a bad idea?
You can roll gut feeling. And I'm just imagining somebody being like, stabbed and going like, do I take it out or leave it in? Do I take it out or leave it in?
Leave it in!
Does it have to be gut feeling? Can it be education?
I mean, you could argue for education in this case, I think.
I'm an android. I don't have a gut. Yeah, education. What the
Lisa, you are just on fire today, darling.
Literally.
Who did we make enemies with?
Right. You remember something like you pull up a file about how like you're not supposed to pull NES cartridges out of the console when they're running, and you equate that with this, because you rolled a nat 1, and you're very certain that you should not pull that out.
I was gonna say I just pull up like the Rickroll video. That's all I can pull up.
The virus is messing with my systems.
Cap just starts staring blankly at a wall as the Rickroll video plays.
Sparky, what are you doing here on the bridge?
Oh god.
May I roll gut feeling?
Absolutely. Oh no, did you roll a one?
Oh
no. Lisa, what have you done?
I roll a gut feeling. Since I am with Annie.
That one?
Yeah, oh, that's right, you two went together.
Yeah.
Yeah, Annie, you concur. You are.
Are you
100%.
fucking?
What are the odds? Oh my god.
That is a statistical anomaly. Like,
Yeah, Sparky's like, no, we should leave that in. That shouldn't. No, don't touch it. It might be like a bomb.
You're all absolutely 100% certain that you should not take that out, like, ever. Like, it's part of the ship now.
Just tape it in. Holy shit.
See, my original reason for asking was, I feared that perhaps if we just ripped it out, it would commence some other secondary program that would be worse than the first. Now we're leaving it in and it's just gonna eat through our ship.
Oh god.
Unlucky with dice rolls like these.
Seattle messages with, "How are things going? I would like to come back inside soon."
We located the source of the virus, and we decided to leave it there.
What? No, take it out!
Okay. Take it out, Annie.
I'm just going to remind you, all of you have a 100% absolute certainty that that's a bad idea.
Oh yeah, Sparky's like,
Yeah, Cap, I don't think we should do that. Fuck's sakes.
Seattle
I
is
mean-
an engineer.
Seattle could try to convince you.
It's true.
What is the virus on? Seattle sends to whoever. Everyone, because he doesn't know who's where. So it's an everybody conversation now, Doctor.
There's a chime in from
Um,
Seth. Wait, there's a virus? Should we hold our breath?
Computer virus, I'm pretty sure you're not an android.
Oh, thank God.
Pretty sure.
I mean, we could cut him open to find out.
Anyway,
Not an android.
No, Seattle's like, what is it on?
A memory card.
So just like a stick?
It seems so, yes.
Okay, pull it out. Those things are designed to be able to handle some rough treatment.
Roll speech there, Seattle.
Can I actually use my engineering tools as a profession as a bonus?
No, because you're having to convince an android, a computer expert, and Sparky that what they know to be true is wrong.
My speech sucks. Actually, no. You know what? I'm taking one of those goddamn crits.
Okay.
I am taking a crit
we're
for
down no
this.
crits left when we're done.
Fuck the crits.
I just imagine Annie getting her memories back and remembering that she's a computer genius and just being like, what the actual crap is on?
Oh my god, I thought you couldn't remove a memory card. What the actual fuck?
Oh god.
I mean, it could be a delayed action virus that when it's removed, there's more.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that she didn't think she could physically take out the piece. She was worried. The question was, what if there's a secondary virus that's activated by forcefully removing it?
Or what if they glued it in?
No, I'm pretty sure Annie
Well,
didn't think it
we're
was
not
glued
gonna
in.
know
That's
until
what
we
Sparky
take
thought it
it out.
That's a
So,
very
yes.
Sparky response. What if they glued it in?
So with the crit, Seattle is very convincing with the counter argument, enough to change your minds.
Remove the
All
memory
right,
card.
Annie takes out the card then.
Okay, yeah, it comes out easily enough. Nothing happens.
Is the virus gone from the system now?
Yeah, you had already stopped it
Right.
previously. The virus, this sort of meta knowledge, sort of something that I don't know. You'd probably assume. The program's still on the memory card, and with Seattle's explanation, you'd know that if it stayed there, it could, in theory, have been activated again. But yeah, it's no longer in the ship system, and now its way to get back in has been removed.
Am I able to restart the systems again?
Yeah, there's probably a backup now that the virus has been removed that you can do a system restore. It'll probably take a couple of hours, but you've got enough air, and the reactor should stay cool enough. It's definitely going to give you its overheating warning but by your calculations, you should be able to get everything back in place before that happens.
You can close the space hole.
Thumbs up frog emoji.
And as you run the system restore, it's like just like there was a cascade failure, this is in reverse. So systems start coming online one at a time. The first one that does being the doors, so they stop emergency locking, and auxiliary power. So you've got power in the consoles and everything like that. Your ship's not moving yet, but you can do things inside the ship now. Did anyone...
Systems...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say systems up and running, stabilizing.
So Seattle hasn't slept for 3 days, and he just did this.
Seattle, go to bed.
But somebody needs to watch the reactors.
The reactor is fine. Go to bed.
No, the reactor is not fine. It is very unhappy baby.
It will be fine in a couple of hours with my reset.
Yes, but what if something goes wrong between then? How about I just stay here?
No.
Is this a group conversation or direct?
Probably direct.
Probably.
Okay.
Probably direct, but probably everybody on the bridge is noticing the captain's face.
In before we all bully one of our crew members to sleep.
Yep.
If you insist on staying there, I insist you sleep while you're in there.
Alright.
Do you need a blanket?
No, I have one here.
Why?
You think this is the first time I've slept in the engine room?
I suppose not.
Just hope that shielding's up to spec.
Seattle's not planning on having more kids.
I'm not worried about your... That's like the least of my concerns.
I was worried more like a Wrath of Khan situation.
Oh my god.
Seattle's certain. Oh jeez.
You just got Sparky at the door, and Seattle's like, "You've always been my friend."
Oh, don't do
No. That'll make some ugly tears happen, and I do not need to ugly tears right now.
I could do without that.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
So the lights are on and everything, right?
Yeah. Go ahead and say. I do have a question for you, but I'm curious what you're thinking first.
I think Sparky's gonna turn to Annie. Like, I think we should turn this ship upside down. Not literally, but like go through every room, because like maybe they're still on board.
Oh, not literally. No, actually, Sparky, I was thinking that you meant perhaps we should do a loop-de-loop with the ship.
You could just say no.
She tries to keep a straight face, but like can't manage it. So she like gets this big grin on her face before nodding. She's just like, no, I agree with you.
Okay. Why's everyone so weird these days?
She like claps Sparky on the shoulder and is just like, hey, lighten up, Spark.
Is that a joke?
At that, Daisy's like, Daisy's over the corner, just does a.
So yeah, Sparky would, with Annie, try to search through the whole ship. No rugs left unturned.
Annie does keep a hold of that little card though.
Didn't Captain ask you to bring it to her?
Or
was that in my brain?
Oh,
No, you did.
did you?
I thought I did.
Question. In your turning the ship upside down, does anyone go check out the terminal in the cargo bay that was used to activate that program?
Yes.
I was gonna say, I think Annie was the only one told about it, so.
Okay. Could you roll tech engineering to check that out? So basically like checking the logs.
Yes, let me move my sandwich. One moment. Hey, it wasn't a nat 1 this time.
Awesome.
That's a 35.
Fantastic. So you're able to discover that the access code that was used to get into that terminal and activate the program belongs to the doctor.
Riley.
your face.
Is there some malpractice going on?
They just metaphorically shit on everything, don't they?
Oh my god.
Is this why you're so quiet all?
So you
I
play
told you,
the
Doctor Sus. Doctor
the aloof
Sus.
kind of scatterbrained card in hopes that no one would question you, huh?
Look at the smile. Oh my god.
I love how everybody just turned on me so quickly.
Oh no, we're 100% playing Among Us. Annie, do you let
What was your
Sparky-
pathing, Jack? Where were you?
Who was on cams?
I was one of the last people back to the ship.
No one was on cams. The cams were down. Did anybody see a vent move?
Yes. but
Daisy
that's
was in the
because
vents.
That's because I sent my daughter into them.
It's Daisy. We all knew it. Send her at the fucking
Oh.
airlock.
So Annie, did you let Sparky know that you saw this, or was it kind of were you doing it on the down low?
Like the information about the access code?
Yeah.
Annie does not share that.
Okay.
Not yet.
Sparky's just clearing the cargo bay and the shuttle bay.
Yeah, so she would check it and then just move on.
Sorry, check the what now?
So
I was
after
responding to something.
checking, oh no, just after checking and seeing that it was the doctor's access code, she wouldn't say anything to Sparky. She would just move on and continue searching.
Okay. Yeah. So you're basically just looking for anything else that looks suspicious, right? As
Yeah.
you're going through the ship?
Any physical signs that there was somebody there, or something's off.
Gotcha. You find a couple of stuffed llamas in the air vents around the crew quarters. The llama corns, the rainbow colored ones from earlier. Aside from that, and maybe some more like footprints and things from when Rip was on the ship that maybe you hadn't noticed before, but they're clearly not new at all. That's about all you really see that seems suspicious on the ship. Although, as you are going through the walls, looking for things, you do hear a faint cooing sound. Almost like it's stalking you as you go through. A bit unnerving.
Annie mutters under her breath that she has no goddamn time for this and continues to go.
Okay. Would either of you like to roll a sight roll to see if you notice what is making this noise as you go through the ship?
Yeah, I think Sparky would.
Okay, go ahead and roll sight.
Sight? Okay.
Yeah.
15.
You couldn't say for sure, but you could have sworn, just for a moment, you saw a giant chicken leg just duck around the corner, like not like a fried chicken leg, but like, Seattle's rooster.
I feel like that would have been.
It was
less
a 19
weird.
for Annie.
Okay,
Just
yeah,
a sentient fried chicken leg.
yeah, you both see that. Like, it's like you couldn't be like, I absolutely saw that. Like, that's definitely what it was, because just for a split second. But you're like, was that? I could have sworn I saw the feathers, but I'm not sure.
Annie
it's not
keeps
there
going.
anymore.
She's like, I'm not asking questions. I don't give a shit. Whatever. I'm not.
Sparky's gonna message to Seattle like your and then rooster emoji is loose.
I'm not gonna say it.
I know.
It's fine. We were all thinking it.
Yep.
Just call him by his name. That's what Seattle replies.
I'm not talking to your rooster emoji. Just deal with it.
What?
Is this a
Yes, Captain
conversation?
said I have to sleep.
Is this a conversation directly to Seattle?
Directly to Seattle, yeah.
Okay. You guys are really shutting off the opportunity for jokes here. I hate it.
I was gonna say like Daisy's primed and ready to tease people, but she's just
So is
happily,
Annie.
yeah, she's just happily typing away, making sure the system restore is going okay.
Seattle's like, can you please put Foghorn Leghorn back in my room? Thanks. Heart emoji.
I'll deal with it after we've found whatever caused this.
Okay. Don't move too fast around them in the dark. They still have strong predatory instincts.
Good.
By the way, that's complete BS. Seattle's
Yeah.
just doing that.
Of course. Sparky's going to do a thumbs up, frog emoji, fried chicken emoji.
Oh, save some fried chicken for Foghorn Leghorn. They like fried chicken.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Chicken wing, chicken wing.
I did that mostly for the absolute muttering that I just watched Jay do.
Oh my
Anyway,
God.
yeah, Sparky's going along with Annie because Annie clearly knows what's up. She's on a fucking warpath.
Okay. So yeah, that whole search happens. Probably takes about the amount of time the system restore takes to go through. Everything is relatively back to normal by this point. And I think that's a good time to take a break before Annie has to decide whether or not to call sus on the dock.
Call an emergency meeting there, Annie.
I was just about to say that, actually.
So yeah, we're gonna take a 10-minute break. Let everybody stretch your legs. I need to get something to drink, and yeah, we'll be back in 10 minutes to find out what happens at the emergency meeting. So be right back. All right, and we are back. Sorry, that took an extra minute. And the music during the "We'll be right back" screens is just a collection of tracks that I have for the channel. It's not really from anything else. That was a question in chat. So yeah, you all have the ship running once more. Everything seems pretty normal. I mean, relative for this crew, but you're all able to move around without any issues and operate the ship with no problems. But Annie, you had some information that you were thinking about doing a emergency meeting on.
I don't know. I'm undecided yet. Do I want to beat the doc up myself first, or do I want to collectively, as a whole crew, just question?
Is this like how you're gonna question Dallas?
Quote unquote question. Yeah. Obviously, Lisa, I asked for your address because I just want to talk. Like, I want to send a letter. That's what
you want to visit me because we're friends.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to visit you.
Yes.
With absolutely no ulterior motive.
No.
Did Annie and Sparky already go back to give the little USB thing to Captain?
Yeah, I think we were on our way.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, no. She'll keep her mouth shut until they get back to Captain.
Hey, Cap, we got it out of the thing. Everything okay?
Bring it to me, please.
So Sparky will just look at Annie like.
Yeah, Annie goes over and puts it in her hand.
Looking at it, do I recognize that it's the doctor's?
So the card itself doesn't look like it's the doctor's, but you would recognize that if Annie is showing you the code that was used to activate the program, or to access that terminal to activate it, you would recognize it as the doctor's.
Is Annie showing me that?
Or
no, Annie is just showing you the card.
Okay. Do we have any idea where this came from?
Annie just shrugs.
Well, I suppose we should have some sort of meeting that this crisis is averted. Perhaps someone has information. And I would call the meeting.
okay. So the big red button gets pressed. Everybody's called to
Seattle
the cafeteria.
comes to the cafeteria. Seattle doesn't look much like he's able to be upright at this point.
I think Sparky would probably be like leaning Seattle on them, like, "Are you drunk? What's going on?"
So have you ever seen that trick you do with babies where you like run a cloth over their face lightly a few times and they just fall asleep?
Mm-hmm.
We don't like allow witches in here. I'm sorry.
It fucking works. But only up to a certain age. After a certain age, they just look at you like, "Mother, what are you doing?"
Well, thank fuck, because I'd pass out every time I took a shower. Like,
yeah, you just like run a cloth like or tissue over their face a few times, and it makes their eyes close and they just fall asleep. Yeah. Fun fact: being a mom basically makes you a witch. No, she would approach Seattle, take out a handkerchief, and do that 3 times over his face.
Seattle gives her a look of, what the fuck?
I read that this is an aid for humans.
Babies.
It did not specify.
Yeah, no, we used to do that to Daisy. It worked very well with her.
She just tucks her handkerchief back into her sleeve and proceeds. We found the source. It was a virus. And it was installed in the ship. Physically.
Rip.
Possibly.
Who activated it?
Unknown.
Should be able to use whatever terminal it was activated as and see the code for it.
Annie, did you see anything there?
So they're in the bridge again, yeah?
Well, we're in the cafeteria.
Oh, everybody's in the cafeteria, right?
Yeah.
Annie kind of looks to the doc, but kind of like turns to Captain and says, yeah, no, there was a code inputted to engage the chip itself, but
Do you have any information on this code?
Good question, Cap.
Yes, that is why I asked it.
I don't know, yellow sounded kind of sus.
Adul's looking at Annie like, what the fuck are you trying to protect?
Can I roll a gut feeling on this? Because I was with Annie.
Yeah.
Nope. No, I'm 100% with Annie. She knows exactly what's up. She's got it.
We are just dumb as hell. Okay. Yes, it is a good question. That is why I asked it. Do you have a good answer?
Annie looks like she might be considering how to get around this question, but then it's kind of like she shrugs her shoulders and just like, okay. And she says, yeah, the dock was attached to the specific code that was inputted.
The doctor.
Yeah.
Jackie, what do you know of this?
So, Jackie has taken their setup from the infirmary and just like placed it on a table in the cafeteria. So they are now like off to the side with their notes sprawled out in front of them, crouched up on the table, and just not paying attention to anything. And so they don't respond because they're not really there. They're kind of zoned out.
Doctor.
What?
What do you know about this memory card that is attached to you?
Why is everybody looking at me?
Because this virus was caused by a memory card activated by you.
What virus are we talking about?
The one that nearly destroyed the ship.
So is this a medical virus? Are you all sick?
Computer virus. I just stated that. It nearly destroyed the ship. A biological virus would probably not affect that in the same way.
Well, it would if you all died.
I'm technically not alive.
That's true. Sometimes forget this.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I don't know why everybody's looking at me. What, a memory card you say that's tied to me?
The code used to activate it is yours.
Where does one activate a memory card? Don't you just stick it into a computer?
The virus was triggered via activation.
I have no idea what this warbly garbly's all about. I just need pictures of everybody's brains. I can't do that when the power's off. The power's back on.
Correct. Because we
roll
stopped the
gut
virus.
feeling to tell if the doctor is this dumb or not.
Sure.
Okay, so walk me through this. The lights went off. And then what? Who found this memory card? With the virus that made the lights go off?
I found its location. Annie and Sparky both retrieved it.
I rolled a 14.
Yeah, you got nothing.
You're so fucking clueless.
So Annie and Sparky found where it was plugged in,
Correct.
which was where someone would put their code.
Was the code remote?
No, basically it's like you know how like if you're working like say at a retail store and you've got to put in your code to unlock the computer.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that type of code.
Okay.
It's like an access code, and then that terminal was then used to activate the virus.
The terminal used, the last person to access it, to activate it, was you.
Was the terminal in the infirmary?
No.
Oh.
You would have seen them had they come into the infirmary, although with your attention span, I doubt it.
Probably would not have seen them. So, but that's the only place I put my code.
Apparently not, or somebody else knows your code.
Well, that's very possible. I don't have any recollection of anything like, before a couple months prior to this moment in time.
Do you have any recollection of telling someone your code?
I might have told it to the one that held a gun to my head, but I can't remember.
Seth just sort of clears his throat like, no, they didn't.
I mean, how can we believe this one? They're a murderer with a gun, and then all of a sudden they're a cinnamon roll? What the hell?
Hey.
Doctor, you are no less suspicious than he.
I'm not trying to not be suspicious. I'm just trying to read my notes.
Annie kind of looks at her fingernails and she's like, well, Seth, you did put a gun to my head, too.
Like, I thought we were past this.
She's not serious. Like, the tone of her voice is not serious.
Okay, good.
Sparky's going to message the captain directly while all this is going on and say, are the sensors back up and running?
They are.
I'll be right back.
Fine.
And Sparky's going to go up to the bridge.
Okay. So Seth probably has that
as soon
initial
as
reaction of,
Sparky moves and is no longer supporting Seattle almost like falls over on his
Yeah,
face.
and Sparky like midway through movie is like, oh shit. tries to sit you down gingerly against the wall.
Yeah, that's funny. So Seth probably has like the initial reaction of like, I thought we were past this, and then realizes Andy's joke and goes, oh right. So yeah, Sparky, what are you doing on the bridge?
Sparky's just running a general scan of the space around them to see if anything is out there, because we're in the middle of nowhere. And what worries Sparky is not who did it, but why.
Okay. Yeah, there's probably a handful of ships like in the vicinity.
Mm-hmm.
This is a normal like travel lane. So, like, that's not unusual in and of itself. A couple of freighters, a passenger-type ship, and one, like shorter-range ship.
If we have any logs of the last, like, few days, I'd probably just check to see if any of the ships out there match the ones we had seen before.
The shorter range ship and one of the freighters do.
Are they headed the same way?
Yeah, they're heading the same direction.
Okay. Sparky's just gonna note down like their registration number basically, and just like what type of ship they are, and then it's just gonna send that to Captain. Like, just keep an eye on these ships. I'm just worried about someone getting the drop on us. And then they'll head back to the mess hall.
So if we think
Okay.
about this logically, what time was the code put in?
Am I able to know that?
Yeah, there's probably a timestamp. Roughly around the time that you were all getting back to the ship.
Around the time when we were re-entering the ship. Did the doctor leave the ship?
Yes, the doctor did leave the ship.
Okay.
So I can't account for where I was when we first left the ship. But when we were just getting back onto the ship, I believe that was when I was with Seattle and his giant chicken.
Was the doctor with Seattle? Okay.
They did run into each other, I do believe.
I had to give him a note for his emotional support animal.
Oh, that was you.
And then we saw Daisy come in with a very cute outfit, I might add. Very, very, very cute. But, yes.
Daisy.
Daisy's like on the line, like I do like compliments, but the doctor kind of creeps me out. I like
Seattle's giving
compliments.
the doctor why are you complimenting my daughter sort of like.
What do you want me to tell you? Do you want me to say she was wearing something completely different that was showing more of her body, or compliment that she was cute?
I'd rather you not make any comments about my daughter's physical appearance unless it has to do with medical stuff.
She looked
Daisy
like
is
she
just
had
like,
just had a good dose of love. How about that?
oh god. Daisy's face is like beet red, and she's doing like the whole like hand over the face, like,
I don't need
Like,
you commenting on her sexual history either.
oh god, can we change the subject, please? Like Daisy just blurts out.
Yes, Daisy, we can. You've been known to work in cahoots with the doctor. Do you know his password?
No, I don't know their access code.
Which one's the access code again?
It's
The number
whatever
you use to access the terminals, Doctor.
Right.
Yeah. What Captain said. But no, I don't know their access code.
Isn't that... Okay, question for you, Raven. The code that I gave Sparky to take the brain scans, would that be a code for the computer or my terminal code?
That was more like just a code for like that specific piece of equipment.
Okay.
It was like the yeah, like telling it what program to run to scan type deal.
Would the doctor ever have entered a code into the terminal, like, or had need to since they lost their memory?
Yeah, like you all remember things like that, like your like access codes, skills, things of that nature. It's just personal memories that you all lost. So yeah, the doctor would definitely remember that code, and it would be something that you use daily.
Okay.
And really not anything you would need to tell anybody, because everybody has their own. Like Seth and Liam would have basically had the option to, like, okay, now put in your pin, and this will be your pin for now on. Don't tell me what it is, just put it in this little keypad.
Okay.
Annie looks at the doc and is like, well, I mean, no offense, you do seem rather scatterbrained. Do you have it written down anywhere, just in case? Is it written somewhere that maybe if somebody came into your space while you weren't there, they could find it?
The doctor still, like, crouched on the table, just, like, rifling through their papers, like, that's entirely possible.
And
I
I leave that up to you, Riley.
That is entirely possible. Let me see. Do I have it written down? I didn't. Okay. No, I don't have it written down. Nope, that's one thing I have in here.
You seem to write everything in code, are you sure?
Well, I can't even crack my own code. That's an interesting thought, though. What if I did base it off of my passcode?
Listen, somebody tried to sabotage the ship.
You could revoke all my privileges.
At this point, I don't see what good that would do.
Daisy does chime in reluctantly and just like, I hate this to bring this up because it just makes things more muddy. But if somebody was going to try to do this and pin it on somebody else, the doctor seems like the obvious choice.
I'm a little bit... I'm not really shocked that this is coming out of this one's mouth. Calls me creepy for no reason.
I believe she has reason.
It's not no reason. You're creepy.
How am I creepy?
Hi, doctor. I would like to scan your brains.
I'm trying to see the neural pathways to see...
Hi, doctor. I would like to scan your brains. It is the only thing I will talk about ever.
I'm trying to scan everybody's neural pathways to see if the ones who are...
Hi, doctor. I'd like to scan your brains.
Daisy's just like, Dad, let them talk.
I have no neural pathways. What's your plan for me?
That is a very interesting thing. I don't know if the drug would have affected you. I did have Daisy working with me. Daisy is very good with
Programmed
tech.
me against my will.
Daisy doesn't get to touch the captain's program.
But what I'm saying is that maybe the memory drug did not affect you. Maybe it was Daisy.
Oh, I know it was Daisy. I cannot ingest drugs.
Daisy's like, yeah, I mean, that was kind of obvious that happened. But, you know, that's like, we don't really need to bring that up again.
We dealt with this in season 1, doctor.
No, but what I'm saying is I don't need the scan of the captain because that's not the neural pathways I need to research. I need to research Daisy's compared to yours, Seattle, and see, especially that genetic connection would help very much to see what was altered exactly in our brains.
Well, I already said I would do the scan if you got me the cock, so...
Daisy's just like, head down, fingertips on forehead, like, oh my god.
This is your father, and you're calling me a creep.
Oh no, you're both creepy. You're just more creepy, Doc.
My jokes are funny.
Daisy just goes, sure they are, Dad. Sure they are.
Do humans find you humorous?
Some even find me handy.
So, for anybody that's seen Serenity, the movie based on Firefly, that scene where Mal's like, oh god, I can't know that. Like, that is Daisy's face right now. Just this like, oh god, I don't want to think about that.
So is somebody going to admit to this, or do I need to open up an airlock?
Just open up an airlock and yeet me out. And then
What does the
Where
word
did you
yeet
learn
mean?
yeet from?
What does that word mean?
I'm much younger than you are.
That's why, how the hell do you know what yeeting is? That's something my grandfather would say.
It just cycled back around.
I am from a different planet than you are. Pop culture is a little bit different times, different things surface.
So you come from the land of old people.
I don't know where I come from. I don't remember.
Then how do you know you came from a different planet?
Well, obviously.
Well, I refuse to believe I came from the same planet.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay, I think we're getting a little off topic here. Quite frankly, I don't care what planet you've come from. There still is the question of who's using your code and who is framing you if it's not you.
Rip.
So theoretically, between all the trying to kill us and shutting down God knows what, where do you think exactly Rip would have the opportunity to get codes from the doctor?
Could have already had them.
I mean, we could have hacked the database and pulled it.
He was on our ship for a couple of days. However, this doesn't really seem to be Rip's style, does it?
Do our codes have to be registered with anybody?
Just the ship's computer.
Does
I would have access
yours
to them.
have access to that?
I would.
Yeah, the captain would. I think it's sort of like a like the unspoken rule that you don't look at somebody else's access code unless you have to, kind of a thing. But yeah, the captain would.
But what about like say the Galactic Police Force?
No, they wouldn't, because it's just for the ship system. It's not for like internet or anything like that. But Daisy kind of clears her throat. Well, the captain would know the codes. I mean, I'm capable of getting them. Annie's probably capable of getting them if we really wanted to. And I'm sure, like, if it was Rip that put it on the ship, then I'm sure the cartel has tech people.
I would argue the safest thing for us to do is to everybody reset their codes and once again say nobody share. And then if it happens again, then we can trace it a lot easier.
Yeah.
That seems fair. But we will find out who did this.
Yeah, Daisy's in agreement as well. What's Annie thinking, doing? How is she reacting to all this?
Well, her first thought is great. So we're going to rely on, let's everybody promise not to let this happen again. Which doesn't exactly fly with her because it's like, okay, we're taking a passive direction here. So instead of like digging deeper, we're gonna be like, okay, I trust all you guys. Don't share your passwords. So she's not going to actively stop anybody from really doing anything, but she doesn't look convinced.
But Vanessa, you don't have to vote on 7.
Absolutely true.
But
In
okay,
fact,
cool.
unless you're the imposter, you shouldn't want to vote on 7.
Oh goodness. Okay. And Sparky's just watching and thinking right now. So yeah, I guess everybody can go back to what they're doing. Does the captain, I assume, dismisses everyone?
Yeah.
Seattle doesn't head back for his room. He heads down to engineering.
Seattle, go to bed.
Got something to do first.
Are you coherent enough to do so?
I stole some coffee.
Is it stealing?
When it's coffee,
Oh god.
yes. When it's coffee, no.
The streams are crossing. You don't cross the streams. No, that's fantastic. I love that.
Fine.
I am actually going to have Seattle roll physical fortitude, though, for being awake this long.
Let's see how badly Seattle is doing. "21.
You're pretty much like a zombie, but you can do basic things that don't require too much of your mental faculties.
Great. I am banning from accessing any of the engineering consoles the Doctor, Seth, and Liam.
Okay. That's fine. You've got enough clearance or whatever to be able to specify who can access that panel.
Those are my suspects.
Is there anything anybody else would like to do during this day?
Then he goes to sleep.
Okay.
AKA
Captain's going to...
he finds like the nearest warm corner to curl up in and falls asleep on the floor.
Okay.
Captain's just going to keep a close eye all night on the systems to make sure everything's running correctly.
All right. It is an uneventful evening. Those two ships that you were monitoring are still in the vicinity, traveling in the same direction, but aren't doing anything suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious, yeah. So you're still a little ways away from our actual solar system, the Terran system, if you will. Is there anything that you want to do before... You're going to have to stop to refuel one more time before you get there. Is there anything you want to do before you get to the space station?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
How many days does that take us before we get to the space station?
Let's say about 5.
Okay. Can I make those rolls and just put them in roll 20?
Yeah, that works. So yeah, that trip's pretty uneventful. Not a whole lot happens. Those ships continue to be in your vicinity, and you get to a point where you need to refuel again. And there are a couple of options. There's a space station, much like the previous one, and then there is a let's say a moon around one of the planets that's basically just like a intergalactic truck stop, essentially.
So we stop there?
Yeah, did you want to stop at the station or at the moon?
Let's go to the moon.
Okay. All right, so you're 21, 21, 11, 21, nat 20, so 39. Okay. You get more information from your notes. You're able to figure out that that you worked for the cartel for this memory drug, that Chemex is the name of the company that basically took your formula and fabricated it, put the stuff together into drug form for testing. You're still not able to decipher the formula itself, but you know somebody at that company would have the formula because they made it. The initial test run for it. So yeah, you're able to land at this moon, and it's basically like a big dome on this moon where you can land your ship and then sort of airlock with the little hallways coming off this dome, and then on the inside it's like a small little town. A little bit of shopping, and there's like a small hotel, things like that, like things that you would need, just bare necessities to stop refuel, rest, and that sort of thing, and then go back along wherever you're going. The short range ship that's been that you were tracking also lands here. The freighter keeps going. Is there anything that you would like to do here?
Well, I still need to send Vacation Grandpa his teapot.
There is a shipping service here that you could send
God.
that with.
Perfect.
There's
Can we see the
Space
crew?
FedEx.
Space FedEx. Can we see the crew of the other ship?
Roll sight, just to see if you can catch them as they're exiting the ship. You have the thought a little too late. They've already exited the ship.
Oh, bummer.
And gone into like the gas station or something. You could specifically go try to track them down if you wanted.
Sure, why not? I'll put on my bonnet and go talk to them.
Okay. Is anybody else leaving the ship?
Seattle's leaving to get some repairs and like more coolant and stuff. A few other things that they need refills on for repair supplies.
Okay. There's like a spaceship parts supply store not too far away from the where you parked that has all that, and they're able to get you all sorted, give you it's a fair price that they give you for it.
He's taking Seth with him so Seth can learn how to do this shit.
Okay. Seth's well behaved and asks a couple of questions here and there, but it's pretty uneventful. Is Annie staying on the ship or heading out?
Is Liam staying on the ship?
Liam's sort of following your lead on that.
Annie will probably take him, and they can do like just a little sweep of the station, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, it's not all that exciting. The only stores there are for pretty much base necessities. There's the hotel.
There's a porn shop. There's definitely a porn shop.
Probably. And there's a little park with some greenery, a couple of trees, and a little walking path and things like that. Is there anything specific that you were looking for?
No, not really.
Okay.
Just
Well,
have a
then
look around.
Then yeah, it's a nice relaxing walk and look around, and nothing bad happens.
He has to stay on the ship so frequently that she's like, all right, kid, we're gonna just go stretch our legs.
Liam does seem to appreciate being off the ship for a little bit. It did seem like he was getting a little bit stir crazy. Does the doctor stay on the ship?
On the station, would there be like a library or like a galactic information desk?
No library, but there are like internet access points where you can, like an internet cafe, but space sized. So you can connect to internets on other planets and stuff like that.
Sweet. The doc will head over there.
Okay. It's a somewhat seedy looking place. It's not the best upkept, but there's access terminals and plenty of places to sit and sort of log in. What do you look for?
So the doctor's looking for more information about connects and like contact information or like head pharmacists or whatever, like.
Gotcha. Yeah, you find a website. It looks like your pretty generic pharmaceutical company website. It lists some of the, drugs they're known for manufacturing, and has several like pharmaceutical ads on the site. You're not able to find like the CEO's contact information or anything like that, but you do find the page that says, for general inquiries here, for sales, contact us here. If you're a doctor and have questions, then go to this page and fill out this form. That kind of stuff.
Okay. So, do we have internet or phone access when we're on the ship?
Yeah, you do have internet access as well. It's not as fast because this is like being plugged into an Ethernet cable, whereas being on the ship is like being on your mobile phone.
Okay. Yeah, so the doctor will take down all this information and then head back to the ship after like grabbing a smoothie or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you definitely Jay, if you're a doctor and you're being accused of treason, go here. Yeah, there's definitely a place where you can get smoothies, but it's like a McDonald's smoothie. It's not bad, but it's not great.
Okay.
And then Captain, you go to find the other crew of that shorter range ship, and they are at the fueling station. A couple of them are like doing the gas station run type stuff, so they're grabbing drinks and snacks and things like that, and the one that seems to be the captain is at the counter paying for the fuel.
I'm gonna walk up to the captain.
Okay. He is a relatively young guy, like early 30s, and is wearing like a ship's uniform, like sort of like coveralls, but they're nice, and is pretty nondescript otherwise. But he looks at you and is like, hi.
Have we been introduced?
I don't think so. You seem pretty rememberable, so I probably would remember that.
Do you have an issue with my ship?
I don't even know what your ship is.
May I inquire as to where you're headed?
Sure. We're picking up some cargo here, and then we're heading to whatever I said the last space station's name was. Back where you came from. And then, so we're picking up cargo here and then heading back to the space station. Do you have a problem with my ship?
I do not know what your ship is. You see, we seem to have had an issue with our infrastructure of somebody hacking it. And yours was one of the ships that was within vicinity.
I'm very sorry to hear that. I know nothing about anything like that.
Understood. And she just walks away.
And he just looks bewildered. Like, what the hell just happened? Okay. You definitely don't get the feeling like they're hiding anything.
Fair enough. I figured as much.
Yeah. And yeah, unless there's anything else, you're all able to get whatever it is that you want from here and get back on the ship and start heading back on your way.
Okay.
And then Jay, if you're watching, just let me know in chat if there's anything you want Sparky to do. And then everybody else, let me know if there's anything that you want to do before you reach our actual solar system. I will take that as a no. So in that case, a few days pass by. Riley, was there anything that you wanted to do with your notes and everything during those few days?
Yes. So I want to roll for however many days, like, that would be, and then also, Jacques would send an email to, like, the form thing, just kind of being like, "Hello, it is I, Jacques, whatever my last name is, seem to have had a mishap. One of my assistants poured some of the formula into my drink. So, if you could get me in contact with my contact here, that'd be great."
Okay. There is a response the next day, which is just sort of like, I'm sorry, I don't see your name on our contact list. You remember when you placed your order, or who you were working with?
Can I roll, and maybe some of that information might come?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so that's like 2 days?
Yeah.
So that's a 27 and 16.
The 16 doesn't give you any information, but the 27 does. And yeah, we'll say that you talked to Adam Smith in research and development.
So I need to be put in contact with Adam Smith from research and development?
So they send you an email back that says, "Oh, okay, I will." They're currently on vacation and out of the office, but I will leave a message in their office, and I'm sure they'll get back to you as soon as they get back.
Thank you.
Okay, and just catching up on the Zoom chat here. That's totally cool, Sparky. You're able to do all that stuff while you're on the moon. Okay, so several days pass. It's very uneventful, other than, things that have already happened and probably some discussion around those things. But nobody's really doing anything suspicious. Nothing suspicious happens. There's no weird ships that, start messing around. It's actually quite calm and peaceful journey. And yeah, once it's time to refuel again, you are in our solar system. So do you decide to go straight to Earth, or do you refuel at a different planet? What do you want to do where that's concerned?
I'll just go straight to Earth.
Okay.
Unless somebody else wants to stop somewhere.
There's just about every planet, with the exception of ones, like Jupiter, where, there's really nothing there to build a base on. Pretty much all of them have some form of place that you could stop.
Yeah, I'll just go to Earth.
Okay. When you get to Earth's orbit, there is a decision to make of where on Earth do you want to go. There's a few options there. Or you can start at the moon to refuel and then go down to Earth. The moon has... it's kind of the closest that you could get to like a middle class with how bad things currently are economically with Earth.
What about Mars?
Oh, Mars is fine.
Aren't we going to Mars on the way back?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for ice cream. Feel free to correct me if this contradicts anything in the backstory. But I kind of pictured Mars as being more of like a rural agrarian kind of place for the most part.
Yeah, more backwatery, kind of honed down on the range, sort of.
Oh, it's the Appalachians.
A little, yeah. It's less hick, but it's still kind of not as developed, I would imagine.
Yeah, I was kind of picturing like Space Nevada and Arizona.
Yeah.
With
it's not super hospitable.
Yeah. Then probably like a space Las Vegas type city or something like that here and there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. There's still a bit of a twang to them. Yeah, exactly. So there's the moon, which is mostly middle class, and then you've got a few different places on Earth that you can go to. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. So like the Europe area is somewhat of a mix of the upper class and lower class. America is basically just all lower class, except for a couple of little spots. That's pretty much North America, not just the U.S.
Yeah, I was about to say, because the Canada that Seattle came from was not much better.
Yeah, all of Earth is awful at this point in the future. So there's really not going to be any like, oh yeah, this is definitely the spot that I want to go as, someone who doesn't live here now. So it's just a matter of like, what continent do you want to be on, and do you want to land in a lower class place or an upper class place?
So we decided it was in Canada, yes? Like where we need to start?
Yeah. It was Montreal, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Montreal.
I guess land there or somewhere nearabouts there. Captain sees no reason to not just get straight to the point.
Sure. Yeah, you find a place to land. Are you going for upper class or lower class location to start with?
Probably upper, because didn't we mention, wasn't it a bakery that was in a nicer area?
Yes, their family was in a nicer place that it seemed like they wouldn't normally be able to afford.
Okay, then yeah, upper class.
Okay. There's of course a hail asking you to state your business there, telling you where to land, that sort of thing. What's your response when they ask why you're here, essentially?
Personal.
The voice comes back on the comms. Okay, personal. Well, who are you here to see then?
Nobody alive.
There's just dead air for a few seconds. I'm sorry, there must have been some static. Who are you coming here to see so we can alert them that you're on your way?
Nobody alive. There is no one to alert.
Right. They seem like they're going to need a little convincing before they let you
it's like, just
land.
Tell them that you're here to see one of your crew members' partner's graves.
We're here to visit a gravesite.
Okay. Which...
Unless you expect to hold a seance, I do not believe you will be able to contact them.
No, that's fine. I apologize. I just didn't understand where you were going with that. Could you give me the name of the cemetery so I can alert them that there will be somebody coming? You see, this region, people don't really like when you just drop in unannounced.
Seattle, where's your spouse's dead body?
Seattle looks to Daisy because he doesn't know.
Daisy, where's your dead father's body?
Daisy just looks so uncomfortable. She just like types something on her tablet and does the little flick thing to like send it to your panel there, and it gives an address.
I give them the address for, I don't know, Evermore Cemetery.
All right. And the voice on the other end says that, all right, that's great. I will alert them that you're coming and make sure that they have the gates unlocked for you and everything. Sorry for your loss. They cut the line. So you've got coordinates to land. You're able to land the ship. It's not very far from the cemetery. What's the conversation as you're getting ready to exit the ship? And who all's going?
How long do you suspect it will take to locate the storage location of the corpse?
Oh my god. Who's the captain asking?
Seattle.
Seattle's not saying anything. Seattle's kind of mentally screaming a lot right now.
Send it to Daisy then.
You know, if like the whole if a psychic could read my mind and it's a fucking bird just screaming ah,
Yeah.
That's Seattle right now.
Okay.
Daisy, where's the location of the storage of the corpse?
Okay, first of all, Captain, it's called a grave site. Humans are super sensitive about that, so just may want to update your terminology on that.
Captain is very confused now. If humans are sensitive about it, why did Seattle then launch 2 dead bodies as a weapon?
Okay, most humans are very sensitive about it. Some are a little quirky, like my dad.
Humans are inconsistent.
We're very inconsistent, I'm sorry. And it's like a genuine, like, I'm sorry for my species being so inconsistent. She says, I know where it's at. I've been there. From here, it'll probably take us an hour on foot. We could probably, I mean, we have money now, so we could grab a taxi or something like that and get there in a quarter of that time.
Certainly. I do not know if your father wishes to accompany. You might want to ask him. And I suppose I should not assume that I'm going as well if humans are so sensitive about this.
Yeah, and Daisy looks at Seattle and is like, yeah, what's the plan here? I mean, I will take you there and I will do my best to help you process. But like, if the option is to stay here, I would much rather not go there.
Tell me where it is.
So Daisy like pulls up Google Maps and gives you like the walking trail and everything and sends it to your tablet.
Seattle goes away. Doesn't say what he's doing. He goes away for a while. When you see him next, he is dressed in his nicest, most somber clothes that he owns. Like he wants to make a good impression on this corpse. Or on this memory.
Judgy ass corpse, jeez.
Okay. Is anybody else going?
Sparky would ask Seattle if he wants company, but would...
And like shoves like tissues for you to hold in your pockets.
Okay.
Captain asks if she may come observe this.
Okay.
She puts on a black dress and bonnet.
That's adorable. The captain's so great. What about Annie? Liam's and Seth are pretty much like, we're here for you when you get back, sort of. reaction.
Seattle will task Seth with looking after Leghorn.
Yeah, he goes to
The
do
chicken
that the way
it needs its walks.
he goes to do that the way like a teenager who doesn't like children would be like, here, have this baby to take care of. He's just like holding them away from his body. Just like, okay.
Oh God, why does it wriggle?
Yeah. What about Annie and the doctor?
Good question. What about you, Doc? Are you going? Are we making this a whole family ordeal?
The doctor is not going to go. The doctor would like just kind of guide the rooster to the door to see if Seattle wanted to take the rooster with him.
Like hell, I'm letting it come out on Earth. Earth is horrible. No, this chicken is lovely. Stays on the ship.
So the doc would just shrug and then just leave the chicken there.
Okay.
But
Seth
then
just
the dog's just staying.
Okay. Seth just tries to wrangle the chicken back towards wherever it's supposed to go. Just very gingerly and like awkwardly. So what about Annie?
I suppose she would ask if Seattle would like her company.
Oh.
Yeah, Seattle's like barely holding it together from very confusing emotions right now, and just nods.
Alrighty, then Annie is going as well.
Okay. So Daisy kind of left the room for a little bit while you're all talking, and comes back with it's like a patch like you'd put on a jacket or something like that. It's clearly old. It's definitely got some wear and tear on it, and probably gotten filthy and put through the washer a few times, things like that. And it's a Daisy design. And she goes up to Seattle and is just like, I don't think I can handle being over there, but she hands it to Seattle. Could you put this at the grave for me?
And Seattle pulls her in for a tight hug.
And Daisy starts crying a little bit, but hugs Seattle
Yeah,
back.
Seattle's crying a bit too at this point. And then
He's just kind of like
also like sticking his hand out to Sparky for the stitches.
Sparky's like hovering on the side, like waiting, like this is my moment. This is what I'm here for.
Captain's gonna go get some of her sunflowers because she's like, wait, humans bring flowers to graves.
Okay.
And she doesn't want to get hugged.
That's fair. That's Glitch, Riley. It's my cat just being an attention hog. Okay, so all of that happens, and you're able to. The plan was to call a cab, right?
Wanted fugitives. It's probably better than walking.
Okay. So yeah, you're able to get a cab. It takes you to the cemetery.
Annie urges everybody to take their fake IDs.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just assumed that's what everybody's doing.
Oh, also by this time, like Seattle has like his beard fully back in. His hair isn't as long, but he's kept it in like a very like tidy trim sort of thing, like nicely shaped.
Okay. Yeah, so you're able to get there, and then I think we'll stop there before you get to the grave itself. We'll save that for the finale, and then what happens after that. Jay. So yeah, that was fantastic. I love that. Without even intending to, I somehow turned that into a big game of Among Us.
Now we're sus of each other.
I know.
Again, I should stipulate it's again.
Yes, again.
I do like the fact that we don't automatically go for the more violent option now first.
That's true.
I did threaten to open an airlock.
I did open an airlock.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, that was fantastic. We're going to go on a raid here shortly. If you have ideas for the raid cry, feel free to throw that in chat. But before we do, I'm going to give everybody a chance to talk about their favorite part, where we can find them online, all that good stuff. And before I forget, also, thank you again to Doc Alejandro for the triple crits for the crew. That definitely came in handy. They used all three of this session, so fantastic. But yeah, we'll start with Lisa. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you? Anything else you want to share?
Oh, favorite part. Probably just how kind of okay everybody was with the whole hacked thing. Like, we just took it so in stride, like, now it's Thursday, like...
To be fair, we've been waiting for something to come out of that Rip being on the ship thing forever,
Yeah.
and now that we know, it's like, oh, okay, we dealt with that.
Like, but do we even know that it was Rip? Like, we... like, yeah, it's I don't know. So, yeah, I would say just how surprisingly well, we handled everything, and Sparky didn't murder anyone, so...
Dare.
Oh, goodness.
But yeah, I will be here next week for the finale. Yay.
Fantastic. Riley, what was your favorite part? Where can we find you? And all that good stuff.
Favorite part. I really liked just like everybody looks over at the doc and the doc has no idea what's going on, and like Annie's sus, so that like just I think the way that Annie was like, do I want to play this close to my chest, or do I want to actually like tell the captain and like do this now? So that was really interesting. You can find me next tomorrow. I'll be streaming on my channel with Mr. Arieli. We're going to be playing Grim Dawn. After that, you can find me on Wednesday playing Exodus here. And yeah.
Fantastic. Alex, what was your favorite part? Where can we find you? And all that good stuff.
I don't know. I had like a lot of favorite. The fucking doctor being a fucking gremlin troll with their fucking notes, though. Just they've gone full gremlin at this point, where they're just like crouched on the table in a pile of notes, going, "Look at this connection! I've connected this. You've connected nothing. I have connected this."
They're uncovering some stuff.
Oh, I imagine so. And it'll be great when they tell us anything. But right now, they're sus as fuck. Also, them trying to be like less creepy by complimenting people. Oh, it sounds even creepier.
That was great. Daisy just getting progressively more and more red in the face.
Oh god, and the worst part of it is like Seattle just like, oh yeah, I can run with a joke. I'm exhausted. I can make a pun.
Yeah.
The fact that Seattle did all of this on without 3 days of no sleep. Also,
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
God, as I said, I had so much fun, and you guys are always so much fun to play with, and I love how you play all your characters, and like Annie being adorable with Liam and shit, and like trying desperately to make her familial connections, but at the same time having strong familial ties with the rest of the crew who aren't like bio family and the whole found family bullshit. I am babbling on like crazy because I am also incredibly exhausted. You can find me next on Monday on my channel. I should be returning to doing art streams during the day, and this time around I have no commission, so I'm gonna. I have done a bit of a dive through Senshi Shock's pose catalog, and I'm probably gonna be doing some fun stuff with that.
Awesome.
And yeah, and then Tuesday for the finale of Hunters of Calamity, where I have learned 2 spells so far. Yeet and Yoink.
It's gonna be great.
They're good spells.
Fighting the giant golden mechanical turducken.
Yep, that kidnapped my sister that I don't know is my sister.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, and then finally Wednesday, you can find me at Tatrix channel, where I am playing in a Lancer's game with my lowest chaos character ever. So if you want me to see me play an actually like serious character instead of one that's kind of serious but joking like Seattle is, or all of the jokes I can possibly do like Allison is, that would be the Wednesday night game. You can also find me at Can Chaos Art on Twitter and on Twitch.
Fantastic. Vanessa, what was your favorite part? Where can we find you and all that good stuff?
My favorite part was the part where we didn't die. That's it. That's the whole my favorite part. No, but no, I agree with Alex that the Doctor is getting progressively more unexpectedly one of my favorites. I didn't foresee that happening, but absolute gremlin energy, and I'm here for it.
Absolutely.
As well as Annie and Sparky getting to stick together more often lately. I love Sparky from the beginning, so it's always a delight when they get to bounce off of each other, and just the uncertainty that Sparky goes through when Annie says literally anything. I always love it because Sparky's like, I'm just gonna roll with it. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So that's really delightful. As for me, you can find me here next Wednesday for the finale of Exodus, which is the game that I GM, as well as at my as my art Twitter, which is at Pepero Draws. It's Pepero like the candy, as well as my coffee page if you'd like to see the sketches from past games like Tikva, and then some artwork of Annie as well, which is just coffee.com/PeperoPrincess. But yeah, that's me.
Fantastic. And then last but not least, Jay, what was your favorite part? Where can we find you and all that good stuff?
Honestly, I think my favorite part was just watching Captain go through the motions of like, how should I go about this so I don't upset my crew after I've already upset them? like the amount of kind of backpedaling but then forward pedaling on things. The lines, Seattle, where is your husband's corpse? Followed directly by Daisy, where is your father's corpse? I think stand out for me tonight. But also just the fact like she wears a bonnet when she goes shopping. She sends gifts to vacation grandpa, and she just dead ass accuses another crew, like another ship's crew of following us out of nowhere, like on a hunch from Sparky, like fucking hell. Yeah, Captain is like Captain always surprises me, and that is really entertaining. To watch how Lisa plays it as well. Yeah, like the way the Doctor is shaping up and the way you described it, Riley, I could just picture it like a freeze frame with a record scratch of me coming into the infirmary with you like squatting on the table, lamp on your head, pages everywhere. It was a fucking scene. And yeah, the way you've played them is has been really, really interesting to see just how like just barely unhinged they are. That's always been really cool. And of course, like honestly, I'm just going to mirror what Alex was saying. Like, y'all are amazing. I love playing games with you. I love getting to do this every Saturday. And I enjoyed getting to take a back seat and see all y'all do stuff today because fuck me. Like, what happened? Who did this? Who put the hack on the ship? Was it anyone? Was it anything? My mind will be racing for a week. Otherwise, I'm Jay or Jaylene or Alien Jays. You can catch me, I guess, Thursday, if that's still happening, for the second last ever stream on my Twitch, which will just be whatever we end up playing. And then otherwise, yeah, that's about it. See me next week on Saturday for this, and then catch me next season for more water shenanigans.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Fantastic. My favorite part, everything that you've all already mentioned, definitely, I completely agree. And also echoing what Jay just said, I love getting to play this game with all of you every week. It is definitely a high point of my week every time. I really, really like the Doctor's weirdness. Like it really stood out this session in particular for some reason. I'm not sure why, more so this one. But it's the quirkiness is unique, and it makes the Doctor stand out in a really cool way, and I really like that. I also love that it ended up being a game of Among Us, with people trying to fix the ship while suspecting each other, complete with environmental suits, and going through the air vents. It was completely unintentional, and it just ended up being that way, and that tickled me. But yeah, it was just a great episode all around. You can find me online all over the place, which is why I now have a fancy link tree where you can find all of it in one spot. That's got my portfolio, my social media profiles, website, my coffee, where you can get art commissions and things like that. All of that's right there. And then quick shout out to sponsors, which are Fundamental RPG, which is the system this game runs on, Intrepid, which is adventuring gear for real life. There's a lot of really cool new stuff on there. Definitely should check that out. And Grinding Coffee Company. If you go to grindingcoffee.co and use the code RAVVYN, it'll get you 10% off your order. It's really good coffee. Definitely check that out as well. Like I said, we're going to go on a raid. We've got a raid cry, which is Where Did You Learn Yeet? And we're going to go say hi to We Are Nerdsmith. It's a fantastic channel. Definitely give them a follow if you're not doing so already. A lot of great people over there. And then you can find me next Tuesday for the finale of Hunters of Calamity 2 at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And then the rest of the finales are next week as well. But thank you again, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye.